On January 20th, 1961, the 35th President, John F. Kennedy, JFK, said these words during his inaugural address. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. Happy Sabbath and seasons greetings to one and all here in church and person watching Zoom and YouTube, wherever you are. Our Before Growth this morning is a very special edition. You can see that with all the smiles on my face. It's a very special edition. As my guest, I have the President of Senate. Wow. Let me say it again. The President of Senate, Senator the Honorable Lashell Adderley. Welcome, Madam President.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adderley, for having me on your show. I appreciate being here on the show Before Growth, and it's a pleasure to be here on this beautiful Sabbath morning.
I know you're still getting used to hearing those words, Madam President. So before we get into that portion, you might have some visitors here and watching over our various social media platforms. Tell us, who is Lashell Adderley?
Well, firstly, I am the daughter of Marjorie Louise Adderley and the late Elder Daniel Nathaniel Adderley. I am also a sister to some exemplary siblings. My blood siblings, my brother Dwayne Adderley, my lovely sister Eleanor Adderley, and my mother, she adopted two of her siblings, Zendel Forbes and Vester Forbes, to reside with us. And so we make a family of five, of which I am the last. I'm also an aunt to some some pesky, lovable, and adorable nieces and nephews. And I'm a cousin, and I'm also a friend to many. I'm also, in my professional life, I am an attorney, barrister. I'm also a compliance professional and an economist. But all of that, I say all of that to say the thing that I'm mostly proud of, which is the fact that I am a child of God, and I am one who is steadily looking forward to his return.
Amen. So how did you become so involved serving our country at a high level?
Well, I've always had a servant attitude from a teenager. My mom had a very dear friend who was involved with the cabinet and government, and so she was always looking for young people to do various things, be it serve in CHOGM, which is the Commonwealth Heads of Government, or if you wanted to, say, work as a government clerk during elections, anything that the government was doing and she needed an extra hand, she knew that she could always call on me. So that kind of whetted my curiosity, and I always felt those events was exciting, inspirational, motivating, and quite interesting. So that continued throughout my adulthood, and I was involved with various, student body movements, et cetera, et cetera. And then I was called to the bar of England and Wales, and shortly thereafter I came home, and I was working as a junior lawyer with the current Prime Minister, and that is where we met, and that is from that working together on it was a major case. Thus, working together, we fostered a friendship that is still here today, and I can tell you that I was perhaps one of the first set of people who started to call him Mr. Prime Minister from way back in 2009, thereabout. And so we had similar views, all right. I admired the philosophy. I admired his philosophy and the direction of the party, And I admire their philosophy with respect to wiping the tear from everyone's eye, the policy of payment. I said, so many things I admired. And so as a result of that, that got me working in the movement and doing various jobs within the movement. And so that's where it started. That's where it mushroomed, and here we are today.
On October 6, 2021, I know that date's still on my mind. You and Mrs. DeVoe, who is now the Speaker of the House, made history, correct?
Yes, that's quite correct.
Take us back to the moment you realized that you were going to become the next president of the Senate. And what was that day like, being a part of history?
Yeah. Butterflies, butterflies, butterflies. It was quite, I experienced a myriad of emotions. I was happy, I was elated, I was scared, afraid of the unknown, wanting to serve my country to the best of my ability. Couldn't believe that it was me. When I look at the other Senate presidents, I was like, what is my name doing here? And so it was just, I was thankful to God for the opportunity, for the privilege. It was such an honor to serve. It's such an honor to inspire and encourage the next generation. There was a short break from the Senate, and my little 8-year-old niece, when we went into the great room, she actually snuck into my seat, and she took pictures, and now she's saying she could also be a president. So all of that, the role model that I am now, all of that, it was just a flood and a flash of emotions. And as you so rightly said, it's still something that I am getting used to. I sometimes people say, Madam President, I have to say, well, I wonder who they're talking to. And sometimes, like today, someone was saying, Madam President, I was just walking, I continued to walk, and then I said, oh my gosh, they're talking to me. And it literally stopped, and I had to back up a few steps and say, good day, sir, how are you? How are you?
You mentioned that you had a lot of mixed emotion. I listened to your first speech, and you said that you wish some of your friends were there to see this. And one person that came to mind was my aunt, the late Denise Green. How was that friend? What was that friendship like with her?
The friendship with Denise was just awesome. It was funny, it was hilarious, it was heavenly. She was such a deep biblical scholar. She was a godly woman. She was an honorable woman, someone who would go the mile just to make you smile. She would be there for you. I still remember the last meal I had from her. I was on Saturday morning. I told her I was, we were all doing Zoom. I told her I wasn't going to church, and I told her I was, I went home, of course on Zoom, and so I said, "What are you cooking?" And she told me what she was cooking. I said, "Ooh, I need to have some of that," and she brought me back such a splendid display of food, including strawberry lemonade, a dessert, and the package, the way that she packaged it was so beautiful. And ironically, the same bag she brought the food in is the same bag a few weeks later I sent to the hospital when she was hospitalized with some goodies for her. Our friendship started back at Oakwood. When she came, I encouraged her to come to Oakwood, and I was so elated when she came because I felt as if I had a big sister and a friend. And Denise was always years ahead of her time with respect to wisdom, with respect to godly counsel, with respect to, if you say, Janice, I have a problem, by the time she x-rayed that problem, analyzed that problem, it was, you know that was really someone who cared about you and loved you and wanted what was best for you. And I miss her terribly.
That's true. into effect. Now, a lot of people will say that you cannot be a politician and an evangelist because of the scheduling, and most of the events are taking on a saddle of
Mhm.
So how do you use your platform or your position to spread God's word?
Well, my philosophy in life has always been that I'd rather see a sermon than to hear one. Okay? So I don't, if you ask me if I walk around with the Bible and I'm quoting scriptures all the time, I would say no. But I show my spirituality through very basic principles: being kind, being thoughtful, being loyal, lending a helping hand, giving a smile, staying on the phone, sending flowers. And those qualities, believe it or not, in this world, they stand out. They stand out. And people automatically want to know more about you. Why is it? How is it that you can remain calm in the midst of this storm? How is it that you could remain calm in the middle of a chaotic campaign and not lose your head? Because they realize that there's a stronger force within you, and so they automatically want to know more, and that is then your opportunity to witness. Okay, now with respect to all of the engagements, etc., that happens on a Saturday, um, that is my religious beliefs is well known, well founded, and the Adventist is highly respected in political circles. And so undoubtedly I am they are aware that I cannot attend. Um, when there's something on state of emergency going on, they would call me and say, as soon as sunset, give me a call. Or they'll get a text when sunset, or what time is sunset? Sunset's at 6:01. Okay, give me a call at 6:08. So it hasn't posed a problem. Uh, so and the mere fact that when you go back, the fact that Celine and Pinland was a part of our denomination at the end, and the late Elder Roach, who served as the chaplain to the House of Assembly, another well-known, well-celebrated Adventist. So they're well aware of our beliefs and what we stand for on the Sabbath, with respect to the Sabbath.
Mm-hmm. If you're a beacon of hope for young women, you actually just today say, like you said, I can be the next president. Hey, I can even be the next prime minister of the Commonwealth province. Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
I would like to leave you with the final thought.
Well, the final thought, I just want to once again thank you. And it's a pleasure to be here at Centerville. And I just want to also mention the fact that Centerville is home to not only my dear friend, the late Denise Green, but a few other friends in the church are so dear and so wonderful to me. I would be remiss if I didn't mention my friends from the age of 12, Sister Tanya Scovella Hannah, Vanria Gibson Trotman, also your pastor Paul Scovella and his parents. I've been hanging out with Tanya so much now until I actually call him Uncle Neville. And my adopted brother and cousin, Angelo Longley. And of course, I can't leave out the Masons, who have been spiritual parents and just the most beautiful couple I've ever met from when I was a young child growing up. I've always loved and admired them. And so I just want to say I'm thankful to God for having put those beautiful and wonderful people in my life, and I literally stand on their shoulders. And finally, I thank God once again for the opportunity and the privilege to serve and to represent my church and to represent people from all walks of life. And I pray that I will continue to walk in humility. And I just want to be an encouragement, a spiritual encouragement, and I just want to motivate everyone to just strive for whatever your mind can think and believe. You pray and you ask God to bring your plans, to blossom your plans. And so, and always remember that we all can do all things through Christ. And the plans God has for us is beyond our wildest expectation. So don't limit God. Have that mustard seed faith. It can do exceptional for you. Um, and finally, I would solicit the prayers of the church. The next several years, no doubt there will be some challenges. There will be some rocky roads. And so I solicit prayers from my brothers and sisters, my pastors, and my friends that God will always give me an extra proportion of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and that I would continue to walk in Him and draw closer to Him.
On behalf of the pastor, Pastor Paul Stella, the elders, the officers, and the members of the great Central Seminary Church, we want to say thank you for taking time to your busy schedule, Madam President, and to my fellow electors. I hope that you have a wonderful and happy holidays and a prosperous new year. And remember to let the Lord continue to grow